We're starting off with today's main story, of course. Prince Andrew has settled a civil sexual assault case brought against him in the US by Virginia Giuffre. The case was based on allegations that he sexually assaulted her on 3 occasions when she was 17, which he has repeatedly denied. They've now settled with an undisclosed amount of money, although it is allegedly in the millions. So, Janet, what was your reaction to that? I was quite surprised when it suddenly dropped.
Well, it dropped at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and it was kind of snuck out, wasn't it? It was a complete shock. But then I think a lot of people in the media business, a lot of legal experts thought it was inevitable because in America, 90% of these civil cases are settled before a trial. And the trial would have been not only extremely damaging to Andrew, it would have damaged the royal family and particularly the Queen. So what's interesting now is that, yeah, it was inevitable. Yes, the sum is said to be in the region of £7 to £10 million, although nobody knows. And I think the interesting thing is that he has had to make an abject apology. But it wasn't a good look, you know, trying to pick on a woman who quite clearly had been groomed and abused by other people, you know, regardless of whether Prince Andrew was involved or not. But targeting her in the way that he did was disgraceful. So I think looking at the statement, the joint statement that he made, he has been forced to say, because I don't think it would have come willingly, Prince Andrew has never intended to malign Miss Giuffre's character, and he accepts that she has suffered both as an established victim of abuse and as a result of unfair public attacks, because regardless of what you think of her, her reputation has been systematically trashed over the last few years. And also...
A lot of it by his lawyers.
Yeah, a lot by his lawyers. And Prince Andrew now says he regrets his association with Epstein and commends her bravery. Well, that's a new development. Not only her bravery, but other survivors standing up for themselves and others. So that's very much a Me Too, post-Me Too statement.
But what charity is ever going to want him to be on their board?
I saw one of the top-rated comments on message boards, and it was from the public, and it was, how generous of him to pay all this money to a woman he's never met.
Exactly.
Well, that's the point. I just don't understand how, if he's as innocent as he professes, why you agree to settle out of whatever the circumstance. I know if it was me personally, if I haven't done anything wrong, I'm going to prove that I haven't done anything wrong. You know...
But, of course, in a British court, having sex with a 17-year-old is not a crime. So, you know, you've got to also... I'm not diminishing what happened in any way.
And of course, he has
denied that he'd ever even met her.
I know, but a key factor in all of this emerged yesterday when it might have been the Mail Online, but it was certainly on one of the websites. They've printed an email exchange between Ghislaine Maxwell and Alan Dershowitz, who is another person, a lawyer embroiled in this scandal. And Dershowitz asked Ghislaine Maxwell, do you think the photo was genuine? And she says, I think so.
I think it's real. Well,
yeah,
it looks real. I think so.
Yeah,
I'd love to be sent.
But a lawyer would say that's supposition.
Never met.
But
That would be amazing.
Where do you stand now? So, you know, obviously they've come to this agreement. Where do you stand now on Andrew appearing in public? So we've got Prince Philip's memorial coming up. Do you think he should be there?
I think, like lots of millions, he should watch it on the television or link up by Zoom.
But it is his father at the end of the day.
I think that it will be
I'm not
marred.
defending Prince Andrew.
Him being at that proceeding, I personally think that will take away from everything else because everyone will just focus on the fact that he's there. It's not about him.
No, but it's about his father.
Yes, it is about his father. You know, and honour that memory in the nicest way possible without having any distaste next to it. They're going to talk about it regardless, whether he's there or not.
Well, of course.
They're going to speak about it, but I think it will be
So if they're going to talk about it regardless, so if it's a family event and it's only going to happen once, I mean, you only get one father and you only get one funeral.
How many of our family had people that died and we didn't turn up to the funeral? We had to watch it by Zoom, so,
All right. OK, well, I hear what you're saying, but the other thing that really bothers me is the Queen's mental state. because she's been through a ghastly, ghastly couple of years. She's had Harry and Meghan leave the royal family and go to California. She's had her husband, you know, be ill and then die, leaving her alone in a pandemic where, you know, there was isolation and the danger of infection. And now I'm thinking, well, you know, can we not allow the Queen to retire gracefully now? She's done an amazing job.
I don't think
Do we want her to carry on just opening red boxes every day? I mean, she's probably...
But I don't think we allow the Queen to do anything. I think the Queen decides what she wants to do, and I think she takes the monarchy very seriously, and she would see that as a sort of a diminishing of
But
the
what
monarchy.
other 95-year-old has to get up every morning and read through all these state papers? She has to meet ambassadors, meet government ministers, have weekly meetings with the Prime Minister.
She might enjoy
Well,
it.
perhaps,
she might enjoy
Janet,
it.
She might.
Perhaps she has to go on a 4-day week. Maybe.